Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Robert and Sonia on Robert and Sonia Live, coming to you on NGSC Sports. Robert and Sonia Live is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Hey, Sonia, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good.
I place
Um,
my order as I'm hungry.
you place your order as you're hungry. Do you ever get hungry when you go to a sports venue?
All the time. That's when you eat.
Stadium food. Stadium
I
food.
gotta love it.
Yes. Fantastic.
That's somebody who is coming from working on the Panthers. I know how that stuff is made.
Okay.
We used to make Philadelphia sandwiches. Those were awesome.
Philadelphia
Cheesesteaks.
cheesesteak.
Mhm.
When I was a meat eater, those were delicious. I would
They
agree with you. There are multiple ways that people make Philadelphia cheesesteaks. Depends on where you're at and what you learned on what it's going to taste like and what it's going to consist of.
Anything's better than steakums.
Oh, my sister used to love steakums. Oh my gosh, she used to love those things. She used to get them all the time.
Yeah, we have them every once in a while. We have to have the chicken though because of the heart attack. So
Okay. Well, Sonia, it is cold outside in a lot of places. It's December. And so we expect that the Steelers will be playing December football. It didn't start off exactly the way we expected it last week because it was on a Wednesday. They had all this other stuff going on. And so they didn't play Steelers football that it's usually played historically. They didn't play normal Steelers
right.
football. But they did win, and that's a good thing. They did win. They say, and I know that they're not necessarily looking for an undefeated season. That would be a bonus. What they're looking for is how to get to the Super Bowl and how to win the Super Bowl. So December football is usually different, and St. Nicholas shows up in December. So I just wanted to say, 'twas the month of December, and all through the land, not a team was believing, not even their fans. The Steelers were stacked three deep everywhere, and wait for the face-off, only two who could dare. The players, not the coaches, looked sweet in their gear, while coaches and staff thought this is the year. Fans were all bundled, including knit hats, because their Steelers beat birds and also beat cats. Throughout the NFL, there rose such a chatter, haters cry bull, but that doesn't matter. High above Heinz Field, he flew like a flash to sprinkle his joy, because Steelers had stash. Ben was on key with a pass from his toe. Losers would watch and think, ho, ho, ho. Oh, right in my eyes, what would appear but a big screen TV and a spot for my beer? The team were all drivers. The coach would steer as them guys do march on, and the fans, they would cheer. The Super Bowl was calling, the world, they all came. Through the blizzard, we could hear them all called by name. Come TJ, come Fitz, come Edmonds and Hayden. On Connor, on Roethlisberger, on Claypool and Schuster. Down the field, we must drive and we must take that ball. Now pass it, now catch it. Score a goal for them all. As Heinz winds blow, Boswell's kicks will fly after Ben throws the ball, seems sometimes from the sky. This is our house, the Steelers, they all spew. Last week we kicked butt, this week kick yours too. The board, it went dark for our song to be played. Fourth quarter, fans all know, Here comes Renegade. As I drew in my head a quick rushing touchdown, Ben called to play. Everybody gathered round. He was dressed all in black from his head to his foot, and his helmet was a shining. No more ashes, no more soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back. Juju looking for kids with a joyful Christmas sack. Their eyes, how they twinkle. It is Christmas. It is merry. Their hands look like stone, but they all feel like cherries. The words from their mouths they try to keep clean, but they have to fight back nasty words of another team. Feeling the cold air, how they must grit their teeth. And they all think right now, it is Ebron, it's not Heath. They all will eat steak, not peanut butter and jelly, losing players on their sofas, rubbing their big bellies. He stood tall with a cigar, a self-made man. Mr. Rooney was his name, long lived Steelers as his clan. A little puff of smoke and the twitch of his brow, his clan plays in the dark with the eyes of an owl. They spoke with clear words to help brothers work. Hut, hut, hurry, hurry, move like clean and jerk. Playing tough as Ben did play, even a broken toe, through the ranks they would rise, taking names as they go. And they played, yes, they played to a shriek, officials whistle. Time to go, let's hat up like the down of a thistle. Steelers fans cheered real loud. Steelers fans loved the sight. Steelers Christmas to all, and to all others they can bite. How about that?
How about that?
Fantastic. So it's December football, and we're not playing until tomorrow. This is not normal Steelers football. The Steelers fans, coaches, team, staff, everybody has been in a tunnel that they just can't see a light shining at the end of when they started off seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. And then the NFL pulls the wool over our eyes. So we're walking through this tunnel as if we're in a maze, and we've got to try and figure out which way to go next, which way to turn next, because we could run into a dead end the way this thing has been going the last couple of weeks. So Sonia, how do you feel about what's been going on in the Steelers camp? They've been, oh my gosh.
Conspiracy stories. You know, as Steeler fans, we always have them.
It's crazy. I'm glad we won on Wednesday. It wasn't pretty, but we did win. So I'm really, really glad. And I'm looking for us to win out, even though we don't have to. Yay! We don't have to win out. Usually this time of the year, we start getting nervous because can we win this? Can we win that? And will we get into the playoffs?
Yeah, the last 5 seasons, we're like, since we haven't taken about 5, we haven't taken the division. That's always been going to the Ravens. We usually have to go in as a wild card, and we're like, okay, so this team's got to lose, and this team's got to lose, and this team's got to beat this team, and can we do it?
And it doesn't look like we're going to be in that position this season. It doesn't look like that.
No, I think we're in a better position this year, because we are 11-0. We've already clinched the playoffs scenarios, so that's good. Or the division, anyway. Well,
I don't know that we've clinched it. The reason why I say that is because I know it doesn't sound good, and I know that it is always a possibility, but if the Steelers lose to the Bengals and they lose to the Browns and the Browns beat the Ravens and the Bengals, who is the division winner?
Right.
It doesn't appear that that's what's going to happen.
Last week, there was all those things going around Facebook of we were going to clinch it, clinch the AFC period. And I think we talked about this a little bit on the show.
Yeah, it appeared we would clinch the division.
We can't clinch this early for the first spot. Maybe we'll clinch the NFC North. But I think what's thrown us off is the mistake by the lake is keep winning. So as long as a mistake by the lake keeps winning, I think it's putting us back farther.
Yeah,
farther, but not being able to clinch it like we thought we were going to.
Yeah, so we have to win at least one of our last two division games. Now we go to Cincinnati. I think it is next Sunday. I'm not 100%. I think we go to Cincinnati next, or they come. No, we go there. They've already been to Pittsburgh, right? Yeah, they came to Pittsburgh. So we go there, and then we play in Cleveland the last game of the season. So as long as we beat,
we go to Bills next.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Washington, then the Bills, then Cincinnati.
Yes. Well, hold on. Let me read that. Yeah, Washington, then the Bills, then the Bengals, Colts, and Browns.
Oh, okay. All right. I was leaving the Colts out there. Okay. So in 2 weeks, we'll be playing them in 2 weeks. What I said a few weeks ago is watch the NFL flex our Pittsburgh-Cleveland game. Watch the time change.
You know, I was thinking that, but usually in a season, the week 17 games are all at 1 o'clock. Everybody plays week 17 at 1 o'clock.
There's no Sunday night game?
There is no Sunday night game. But this year they are having 4 o'clock games. So I'm not sure what they're going to do, because I just posted that in the Black and Gold Blitz going, interesting scenario here. Because if we can go 16-0 or 15-0, and we are waiting to see if we can beat the Browns, and the Browns keep winning, and that's going to be a huge rivalry from the 1980s?
Right.
So both my uncles who are Browns fans were texting me during the games today going, "Oh, I can't wait to play you." Oh
yeah, I'm sure.
It's coming, Sonia. I'm going, okay, it's on.
I'm believing that there's a false sense of ability with the Browns fans, because the Browns are winning, and I've been wanting them to win. Because I want to see them get back in here and them be some competition. But as I watched them today, they caught the Titans off guard a number of times. Yeah. They caught and early by causing fumbles and recovering fumbles.
31 points in the first half.
Yeah, I walked away, walked downstairs, came back, and they're getting ready to score again.
Yeah, what was the end of that?
That it was 42-35, I think.
Okay, so the second half, the Titans did come back.
Yes, they started coming back. Yes.
They held them from 31 to what did you say?
The 35 to 41 or 42. So they scored 10 points in the second half.
Right.
If the Titans had fired it up faster, they may have come back and won that game. Hey, Natasha, Charles, Steve, Kathleen, anybody else out there? Um, what we're going to do today is we're going to take your scores between now and the start of tomorrow's show, which is at 4:30. We're going to take your scores, the combined scores for the Steelers game tomorrow. Okay, not tonight's game, tomorrow's game. So if you don't get your score in during the show, you can still put it in all day tomorrow, as long as it's in by the beginning of the show tomorrow, because we need to go over who has what scores tomorrow. Okay.
Do you think that they need to message either you or I, or comments, or message the page?
Yeah, they can message on the message page, not on our pages. Send us a message, okay?
On Robert and
On
Sonia
Messenger.
page, you can message us with that.
On Facebook Messenger.
Yeah.
The winner, now the game is played closest to the combined score without going over, and the winner will get a mask made by Tammy Eames, handmade with filtering material in between two pieces of cloth. The back of it is black, and there's a filter in between the two pieces of cloth. And there is a wire so that you can mold it to the top of your nose, your bridge. Okay, there's a wire there so you can mold it to your bridge. Okay, so get your scores in, combined scores of what tomorrow's game is going to be. We're playing Washington football team tomorrow, so whatever the combined score is going to be.
We usually do it for the Sunday night football game, but since it's Chiefs and Broncos, I don't think that's a game to.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we don't know who will get what when it comes to the scores for tonight. I mean, yeah, the scores for tonight, because the Broncos, you don't know what they're going to do. Chances are they're going to lose, but you don't know what they're going to do. And the Chiefs, I'm guessing they're going to have about 42, maybe 49 points. That's a guess. Jason Lamar says 42 total.
Oh, for tomorrow night's game?
Yeah. Sarah Payne has 34. Okay. You can maybe, what do you want to talk about, Sonia, while I'm writing these down? You got something? Yeah. Okay.
You were talking about us, how we're performing, especially the last game of, was being a Wednesday night, blah, 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 what was wrong with our offense. And then you listen to the announcers and they say basically the same thing is, oh, the Steelers are 11-0 because of their easy freaking schedule. So there was a one of the tweeter people, Alex or whoever it was, tweeted this out. Games against teams over 5.500. 1999's Rams, 1. 1972 Dolphins, 2. 1987 Washington, 2. 1981 49ers, 3. 2015 Panthers, 4. All these teams won or made the Super Bowl. Those years, the Steelers have already played 4 teams above 0.500, with another 3 coming up.
So these other teams that's gone on played teams that had below 500 schedules mostly. I mean,
and they went to the Super Bowl.
And they went to the Super Bowl.
So they're saying that if you listen to the analysts on TV or, on what's that show with Peter King or whatever his name is, if you listen to them, they're like, Steelers are winning because they have an easy schedule and they haven't played anybody. Well, if you look at who we have played, we've already played 4 teams that are above 500.
Yes.
And we have
So
3 more to play.
So we've been playing teams that are good.
And if you look at those numbers that I just read, that year that those teams went to the Super Bowl, they only played 2 teams that were above 500, 1 team that was above 500. And if you listen to those teams, there was never I never mentioned that team in the Northeast.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Who did they play their years that they were going or that they did go besides the Steelers? Who did they play? Buffalo once or twice. Okay. Miami was never there. Who did they play?
They had 6 easy games every year. And the only time that they had to play someone hard was that week that you have to play somebody that ended your the season first place.
Right.
So that was only hilarious when you sit there and read it and have it in front of you going, oh my gosh, light bulb moment.
It's interesting how things work out in the NFL. Like I said, it's the greatest show on earth, and it is a chess tournament, not just a football game every week. It's a piece of the chess tournament to get to the Super Bowl, and how you manage your team, how you manage your wins and your players is going to dictate how you get to the Super Bowl if you can make it there. Right. And you've got to contend sometimes like the Steelers do every year. This year, it appears it's not happening. It appears they're letting the Steelers play. When I say them, I'm talking about the officiating. It appears that it's not been so much against the Steelers. Is it that we are winning now, so we don't have anything to complain about, or is it that they're letting us play?
Well, are you talking to the schedule that we are flopping around?
The officiating.
Yeah, well, the officiating is because New England is divorced.
Yeah, they split up, didn't they? Yeah,
so
one team.
I mean, and Mahomes, yeah, we still have to deal with Mahomes. And that's the other thing, too, is they say the Steelers aren't playing anybody, so therefore they're not going to find a way to beat Chiefs.
The Chiefs hadn't been playing anybody either.
I should look up those numbers on how many teams that they have played.
Yes.
Bigger than 500.
Right. Well, who are they playing tonight? The Broncos. Right?
Right. Okay. So here's another interesting stat. Okay. Ben Roethlisberger was 13-0 as a starter in 2004. And now he is 11-0. He joins Peyton Manning 2005 and 2009 as an only quarterback since at least 1950 to win each of their first 11 starts twice.
Wow.
Again, where's that New England?
So that was Ben's rookie year, and that was Ben's this year. Because Ben didn't start the first game his rookie year, but when he came in and took over, yes, he did go 11-0 at least. I was walking through the Stardust in Vegas, and Pittsburgh was playing, and Ben was playing. That was his rookie year. I was so happy. It was his rookie year. So with the Steelers playing, the first 7 games that we played this season, we averaged 30.1 points per game, the first 7 games. Our average now, because of this past week's game, and us only scoring 19 points, our average is now down to 28.8. That's still a very good average. And it is where it's right close to where they were predicted to be the last few seasons. And now that we're having a good season when there's no drama, then we're right up there. Where if we would have scored,
our offense isn't performing.
Say that again.
They're still saying our offense is not performing.
Who are they?
You know, them people that I listen to.
That anal list. Those people.
Yeah, them people.
So one, I don't like listening to those people. And two, they say things to get your attention and to draw headlines because they need to sell advertising, so people have to come and watch them. So they talk on stuff. And here's what happens. When a person talks on something, whether they believe it or not, the more they believe it, the more they talk on it. And the more they talk on it, the more they believe it. So now it becomes real in their minds. And so they can they can start talking about whatever they want to talk about with the Steelers and keep on going. And they will start believing what it is that they said, at least while they're talking about it, so that they can build on what they're saying. It's not always true. And right now, it's not 100% true what they're saying either, but they're saying it. Now we got a guy out of those analysts that are sticking to what he's been saying about the Steelers. And it's Clark that used to play for the Steelers. And he's sticking with what he's saying all the way through. That other guy, what's that other guy's name? The ridiculous guy that's a Steelers fan that's been talking negative about him. What's that guy's name? Steven. Yeah, Steven. Now, he has toned down just a little bit because Clark upset him last week.
Well, I thought Clark reamed us last week on how our offense played.
Well, he said that they didn't play well, but he did give the reason why they didn't play well. Which was that the rhythm had been thrown off from the anxiety of everything that had been going on. So the Steelers' rhythm had been thrown off, and he recognized that. Steven didn't recognize that. He didn't acknowledge that.
Well, okay, so here's something else. And if you think about it, this is why we're winning the games. Okay, yes, some of the games are sloppy, like last week. Okay, or 3 days ago. So yes, that was a sloppy win. But if you really think about it, in previous years, if we would have played that like that, we would have lost.
Right.
So be happy that we played like that and was able to win against the Ravens.
The thing about it is, no matter what's going on, the Steelers have found a way to win. They're usually ahead. They haven't I don't even think, now just thinking about these games that we played, all 11 games, I don't think that we've had to come back in the last couple of minutes to win the game, except for maybe in one.
Yeah. There was a lot of tense moments in a few of them. Like we have said, I can't believe I still have hair. But
no, we haven't had to come back.
No, but we didn't have to come back. But no, we didn't come back.
We had to hold off.
We had to hold them off. But here's something that is something interesting too. Fewest points allowed. Pittsburgh Steelers at 188. Miami Dolphins at 205. Baltimore Ravens at 214. Los Angeles Rams at 215. And the Saints at 225. So we're still even on both sides of the ball. We're still making the points. Yes, we fell a little bit last week with the Ravens making 19 points, but we're averaging 30. But our defense is able to hold them with the fewest points allowed.
Yes. And
However, you have to think too is what's going to happen now that we lost one of our star players.
Well, you're talking about Dupree.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question since you brought that up. We lost Bush, and what happened?
I stepped right up to him.
Yes.
And I have total faith because one of my friends in the Black and Gold Blitz and I were discussing this today, or not today, the other day. Hate that we lost Bush. I mean, yeah, and Dupree. But we're excited to see Highsmith. Is that his?
Highsmith. Yes, Highsmith.
Come in, because he's from Charlotte.
Oh, he's from Charlotte?
He's from Charlotte.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's see how well this works, because since we're talking about him, I pulled up a video of him, and I'd like to, hopefully it's going to show up okay. But this is Highsmith as a linebacker. Watch the line. Look, he gets in, and you can't even see the guy get in there. He's just, I mean, he's got speed and getting in. He gets away from the offensive blockers. Now, hopefully that will happen while he's playing now, and he's having to step up as the Steelers' backup. Now he's on the first string because Dupree won't be back this season. But let's see how well he does, because in college, people had to fear him because he was getting in there all the time. So, he got in there, and he got in there quickly on so many plays, and he's just done a good job because he's so fast, he's so quick. And I saw one of the plays where he was crouched down, and he went down under the lineman to get into the backfield for the quarterback, because the lineman's standing up, and he went in down underneath the lineman and went in and got the quarterback. So he's using his head really, really well in order to get in and get to the quarterback or get to the running back. And so that's Highsmith. He's coming in, taking up Bud Dupree's spot since Dupree is out. And we'll see how well he does. But I'm really, really believing that he's going to be able to manage and possibly us not skip a beat with him filling in. It's been next man up, and next man up has done a great job all throughout the season so far. When Connor was down and injured, Snell came in, and he's racked up some yardage. Not a lot, but he racked up. It's like we didn't skip a beat. We haven't skipped a beat yet, and that's how come we have been able to win the games that we've won. Because when one man goes down, next man up, we haven't lost. We haven't skipped a beat. And on that note also, and it's linebackers, we lost Bush earlier in the season. And people were concerned that, well, we're going to have problems now. What's going to happen? Well, when Bush went down, we brought in Spillane. And Spillane came in, and Spillane, things didn't change. So our next man up, as I said, we haven't skipped a beat. And when Connor's gone down, so Connor's out because Connor has COVID. And Connor was out another game earlier in the season because of, I think, was an ankle injury. Well, when he went out, then the next man up was Snell. And when Snell came in, like I said, he didn't skip a beat. We still managed to win the games. We still managed to have a running game and a passing game because when Snell came in, he kept on moving the ball. And that's what coach always says when he's the next man up. When you came in, and I was listening to coach today as he was mic'd up, I was listening to him, and he's telling these guys, hey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. This is what your job is. Put all that other stuff aside, focus on this and do it. And let's get out there, play hard. Let's get this ball down the field. Play hard. We need a play. We need a splash play. You're in there, make it happen. That's what the coach has been saying. And he says to these guys all the time. So he keeps them pumped up, and they shake hands and they hug and they do this. And they are a family, and they make things happen the way things are supposed to happen because of their abilities and because of how the coach talks to them and manages them. So we haven't skipped a beat. When one player goes down and the next man comes up, we keep on moving. That's what coach has been able to do with our players and our backup players. It happens, and it's going to happen whenever somebody goes out. So I'm saying that just because Dupree has gone out, you guys don't lose faith in the team, because for the last 5 or 6 years, we've been slowly bringing in fantastic backups, and some of those people we brought in are starters. And these guys are young, and they're powerful, and they're quick, and they're smart. So don't lose faith in the team because things didn't look good last week, because somebody is out. We're still moving forward. This is Robert and Sonia on Robert and Sonia Live. That's brought to you by NGSC Sports. Robert and Sonia Live is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? So, Sonia, next man up is Highsmith. I think you like him. You smile. That smile came out there pretty fast and pretty big. So I think he's going to fill in. I think he's going to do what he needs to do.
At the beginning of the season, I want to say practice season, but but I do remember some players coming out speaking very highly of him, and they were all kind of shocked that he was able to fill in and catch on as quickly as he did. And I don't know if that's because where they picked him up in Charlotte is not one of those areas that you typically get players. You know what I mean? I mean, because he didn't go to USC, he didn't go to North Carolina.
It's not like he came out of Ohio State.
Yeah, he didn't come out of your typical Ohio States and Penn State and USC. Yeah. And I'm talking USC SoCal, not USC South Carolina.
So one of the analysts, I heard him talking the other day, talking about him because people keep sending me things, and so I try to pay attention to what it is that they send me. Well, this analyst was talking about him, and the analyst was saying, well, he was at a lower end school, like what you're talking about. And so when you're coming from a lower end school, there are certain criteria that you have to meet in order to be able to roll yourself over into the big leagues, into the NFL. And they were going down this checklist, and he filled in all of those blanks by what they said he had to be able to do. So they said that, yeah, he should be able to play the game the way he needs to play the game in the NFL. So go ahead.
Well, I got something here that says, okay, 7 things being said about Alex Highsmith. I want to. Highsmith.
I know.
Is not one of those names that come out easy.
Yeah, High Tower comes out.
Yeah, because I think that's where and Bud Dupree before the season started, and I thought it was Bud. Said he is what he said was he was speaking very highly of him, of what he has been able to accomplish. Mike Tomlin, when asked about his comfort level and his work overload, I'm just comfortable as I am in Robert Spillane when we called upon him, or Kevin Dotson when we called upon him. It's business. Those guys work very hard behind the scenes, and we are excited to see him grow. So it just goes on from there. TJ Watt thinks a lot of him. He's always comes ready for work, and he's growing and he's getting better. So he's preparing like he's been a starter this whole time.
Good.
So there's a lot of good thoughts on him.
Timothy, are the Browns for real, or are they just getting lucky? I'm going to tell you what I tell you guys when I'm talking to you about baccarat. I don't believe in luck. When I'm playing golf, I don't believe in luck. Golfers can't believe in luck because they're aiming for a certain spot on the fairway, on the green, okay, off the tee. So in order for a golfer to get lucky, if you want to believe in luck, they have to hit a tree. They have to skip off of the water or something like that. They have to hit a bad shot. But if they hit that shot and it goes in the cup, they were aiming to go in the cup. Okay, so I don't believe in luck. So are the Browns for real, or are they getting lucky? The Browns appear to be for real to me, and I've been wanting them to become real again for the last few seasons, because we need competition. The Bengals are not competition. The Browns had not been competition. The Ravens are going downhill again, and we don't know. So now the Browns are coming up. So I believe that the Browns are for real. Now this is what was interesting to me today as I was watching some of that game. They caught the Titans off guard with different plays. They caught them off guard. They ran a lineman into the end zone, was wide open, and threw a touchdown pass to him. They wasn't expecting the guy to be there, and he caught a touchdown pass. That was a play designed for the red zone to get a touchdown, and it worked. And then they run another play, and the receiver gets behind the defender, and he's wide open, like 8 to 10 yards wide open. They created fumbles when the Titans didn't expect for fumbles to be created. That's when the Titans got the ball and they were starting to head back down the field, and within 2 or 3 plays, fumble, and the Browns get the ball. And they go in and they get another touchdown. And so I don't believe that it was lucky, because I don't believe in luck. So it makes it hard for me to even say it because I don't believe in it. So, I mean, they were doing what they expected they were going to be doing.
Okay, so ask me that question again.
Do you believe in luck?
No, not that question. What Timothy said.
Are the Browns for real, or are they getting lucky?
That's like asking the analyst, are the Steelers for real, or are we getting lucky?
You just gave me the chills, Sonia. Don't do that again.
I was trying to.
That's interesting.
Say it, but you know. Okay,
well, that's really interesting, because we have 2 teams we have two teams in our division that are playing very good ball, at least good enough to win. At least good enough to win. So I haven't contributed any of our wins to luck. I haven't contributed any of our wins to being in the right place at the right time. I've contributed to the design of our offense and the experience of our defensive players that have gotten us to where we are. That's what I see. That's what I've been seeing. Bill, here's what I've learned or what I've seen about James Harrison.
Somebody was asking us to go get him back.
I don't think he's coming in, but he did visit with the team doctor this week.
Did he really?
He did, but it wasn't at the facility. The doctor is off the facility, and he went to visit him this week off the facility. I don't know if it was Stiller related or if he's just still going to the doctor.
Oh, could be. Could be.
So I don't know, but he was at the doctor's office this week.
That's interesting.
And you know he's still in shape.
The man is old. Let him retire, please.
He's in good shape. He keeps working out all the time, believing he's going to get another chance. I don't know if he's coming or not. I haven't seen anything about the Stillers talking to him.
Now, Highsmith has been in the game some. He has had some snaps.
Yes, he's had some snaps, and he's done good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 9 tackles, 6 assists, and 1 interception?
Yeah, see? So did he get that? No, he didn't get that pick 6 last week. That was I always forget his name.
What, McDonald?
No, the pick 6 at the beginning of the game. I missed it. The guy we got from Cleveland.
Hayden? Hayden?
Yes, Hayden got it. I always can't bring his name up. Okay, so in picking these scores for tomorrow night's game, you guys, you can win this Steelers mask, which is made by one of our sisters, Tammy Eames. She had been making masks, and I had been helping her sell them. Now, this is, it's got the elastic ear bands on it, okay? It's got a black cover on the back, and there is a filter in between the two of these pieces of material. There should be a filter in between these, okay? And it has a metal rod in here. Okay, so it forms to the bridge of your nose. All right. So that's what you will win tomorrow night if you win. And Timothy is at 37. Bill Jacobs is at 45. Now remember, you guys, this is closest to the combined score without going over. So right now I've got Jason Lamar at 42, Sarah Payne at 34, Kathleen Vallely at 31, Timothy Woodruff at 37, and Bill Jacobs at 45. So tonight's game is between the Denver Broncos and the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, when they did the schedule for this, they already knew the Broncos weren't going to do anything. They haven't done anything since Manning was there. And the only reason why they did something then is because the man was retiring. So
wait a minute. The only reason why they did something then was because the guy was retiring. That sounds like a setup to me, like a stacked deck.
how you want it, okay? But when they did the scheduling, who would have thunk this game up, and why would they put this on Sunday Night Football?
My thoughts are that they thought that the Broncos were going to do something.
Again, they haven't done anything since Manning.
My thoughts are that they thought the Broncos was going to do something.
If you want to get technical about it, there's always those rumors out there that the man in charge,
I can't say his name.
Elway.
Okay.
Why can't you say his name?
I thought you were talking about the man in charge of the NFL.
Oh, no. The man in charge of the Broncos.
Okay.
You hear those rumors, especially throughout off season and things, going, if they don't do something, Elway's on his way out. Elway's on his last little run.
Well, they've been saying that for the last 3, 4, 5 years.
And the only reason, and before that too, and the only reason why they had 2 successful seasons is because of Manning.
Hurry. No, it couldn't have been just because of him. One Manning doesn't make a team. It couldn't have been just because of him. Yes, he was there, but he had to have somebody else. He had to have somebody to throw to. He had to have a running back to hand the ball to make the passing game good. So,
if I remember correctly, it was a defensive Super Bowl because he really didn't do anything.
He made me money. I made a lot of money off that Super Bowl. I was in a pool. I won.
If anybody betted against Manning when everybody knew that he was going on his way out, that was just dumb.
Yeah.
That was dumb.
Yeah, so now you're starting to think, did they stack the deck or did they not? How could Manning not be any good the whole season and he gets into the Super Bowl and he wins the Super Bowl?
I didn't say he wasn't good all season.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So you were asking about, we were talking earlier about the playoff scenarios.
Yes.
We got about 5 minutes left. Steelers and the Saints are in first place and needing a bye. Of course, if you want to get technical, look how we performed after our last bye. We can't do that again.
They've got to be on point when that happens. They got to be. Wait a minute. Say that again. I was reading stuff while you was talking, and I heard pieces of it, and now I'm getting ready to comment, and I don't even know what I'm going to comment. So before I finish the comment, I'm going to ask you to say that again. Sorry.
You don't want to go do.
No, I can't do it. Because I don't even know where I'm at.
You're on Sonia and Robert and Sonia live. Okay, so Saints and Steelers are in first place with the first round bye.
Yes.
And we are fighting to keep our first round bye in the first place. Kansas City's in second place, only 1 game behind us. But if we lose 1 game, I think the strength of their schedule and their points is how they determine that. And they will probably take first place. So as Steeler fans, we want to keep winning.
Pressure stays on. The pressure is staying on all the way through the final game.
Yes.
Is what you just told me.
Okay.
So we would want the Chiefs to lose at least one more game.
Yeah, you want me to look up their schedule real quick?
Yeah, you can look up and see what we know they should win tonight with no problem. But what are the last few games that they have after today?
Chiefs schedules.
Game that the Steelers play the Bills is going to be the game that tells us all about our Steelers. That is the game to watch out for. What do you think, Bill?
Oh, they might lose one more.
Bill, I'm going to agree with you there because the Bills have a stronger defense than the Colts do, I believe. And then I think that they have a stronger defense than the Colts do. So that would be the game we have to watch. So what game, Sonia, might they lose?
They go from the Broncos tonight to the Dolphins, and then the next game, which is the Sunday before Christmas, they play the Saints in New Orleans.
Okay, now they might lose two games. You just went down a list a while ago, and the Dolphins is on the top 5 of giving up the fewest points.
Oh, good point.
So that's a possibility of two games that they can lose. The Raiders beat them, and the Raiders gave them a run for their money. And who else gave them the Cardinals? Is that the other team that gave them a run for their money? So they may, if they get behind in these two games, they could easily lose those two games. This is Robert and Sonia Live. Robert and Sonia Live is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience at your favorite sports venue. Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? This is Robert and Sonia on Robert and Sonia Live on NGSC Sports. We come to you here on Sunday nights to give you a pregame show that we're not giving you tonight because of the game that's going to be on. There's nothing to talk about. So we talk about the Steelers and we talk about other NFL information. And so we've been giving you some other NFL information today that would affect the Steelers season. So that's what we're doing now. This is Robert, and that's Sonia over there.
Okay, so Chiefs and Packers are next. And then the Bills, which we were just discussing with the Steelers playing them, are 8-3 in first place in the AFC East. On the other side, we have the Rams 8-4. And the Bills have to play the 49ers next.
That should be an easy game for the Bills. 49ers haven't been showing up most of the season. So that should be an automatic, almost automatic. Nothing's automatic. Should be an almost automatic win for the Bills.
Titans at 8-4, first place in the South, and they're falling down.
Yes, they are. Yeah. Now that's interesting. Titans have played Steelers and the Browns, and both of us beat them. It seemed to be a fairly easy win.
And I apologize, I said that wrong. 49ers, they played today.
Oh, the Bills played 49ers today? Bills played the 49ers today? Okay.
Okay. Then the Titans played the Browns today at 9 Browns. I can't even say that. 9-3.
9-3.
And the Titans are now 8-4. And Giants, what the heck just happened?
They
5-7 now, first place in NFC East.
So I guess the Seahawks are not as good as what they appeared they were.
And
They
the
got beat by the
Seahawks-
Cardinals and now beat by the Giants.
Well, I didn't look to see if Russell
They didn't even
Wilson-
have their starting quarterback in. The Giants didn't even have their starting quarterback in.
So it was the Giants that didn't have the starting quarterback.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, you guys
Russell
that are
Wilson-
watching, you
Russell
got
Wilson played.
say it again.
Russell Wilson played, and they lost to the
And
Giants.
they lost. Whoever's watching and listening, give us your score for Monday. So Bob Richards just gave me a score for Monday. Is that right, Bob? So you have 42 points. So give me what you think the combined score is going to be for tomorrow's game with Steelers and the Washington football team. And if you don't give it to me now, make sure you send it to me or send it to Sonia. Don't post it on our pages. Send it to me or send it to Sonia.
Or you can send a message to Robert and Sonia live. Here's a situation that we haven't talked about. The Seahawks just lost to the Giants, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, did we hear? I mean, I know I haven't listened to any of the post-game shows. That's cute. The post-game people talking, because we've been on the show. But when the Steelers were playing Dallas, and the new quarterback came in, and we struggled in that game to win, and we held them off. You remember what the analysts were saying about us and what the Steeler fans were saying? I mean, do you remember all that? Going, oh, it's a new quarterback. That has never played a snap before for the Dallas Cowboys, and they almost lost to him and just couldn't keep their juju up, or stuff like that. But you turn around and Russell Wilson, like the MVP of the universe next to Tom Brady, he's GOAT number 2, just lost to a brand new quarterback.
Well, I mean, on any given Sunday.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna say this one time. If it was the Steelers losing to a brand new quarterback, we would have caught hell.
That's because we are the Steelers, the mighty, mighty Steelers. Analysts will say, nay, nay, nay. They don't like us. They don't like us.
Okay, so get this. We were talking about at the beginning of the show, the scenarios of what was going on with the plays of the week of the Steelers games being here, there, this time, that time. They changed it 3 or 4 times before they finally settled on 3:00 or 3:30 on a Wednesday. Okay, so now I said all that and I forget what I was going to say. The scenario is, do they want us to lose a game, or are they trying to make us uneven? As I was going to say that at the beginning of the show when we were talking about it, and I forgot. Do they want us to be 16-0? Are they trying to make us lose a game to have the Chiefs be first seed and us be second seed? Are they trying to mess with us to make sure we don't try to be another 72 Dolphins?
I don't know that that's what they're doing. I don't think there's playing games in my head here. I don't think that they are doing it purposely, because they have done it so long against the Steelers. And so
just
what they're
now.
Say that again.
Second nature to them now.
Yes. So they're just doing what they normally do. Talk down and talk bad about the Steelers. There's not going to be a time that they talk good about the Steelers until the Steelers get into the Super Bowl. And then if we got into the Super Bowl, this is just hypothetically of what they would say. If we got into the Super Bowl and we lost, they would say they didn't deserve to be there anyway. That's how they think. That's how they speak. And we get in and we win, they will say, oh, well, they've been dominating teams all season long. Why wouldn't you think they would win? That's what they do. That's what they do with the Steelers.
Yeah, well, scenarios.
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories. Conspiracy theories.
Yes, yes. So we will be back on tomorrow at 4:30 for our 5 o'clock game. We'll be back on for 30 minutes. If you did not get your score in yet, send it to Sonia or send it to Robert or send it to Robert and Sonia Live. Okay? So we're glad you came. As always, we're glad that you give us your input because that helps move the show along and it allows for everybody to get in on the show. I mean, some people can't come on and voice their opinion because of shyness, camera shyness, and this and that. But you can type your comments on the screen anytime and everything's fine. Okay, so come and see us tomorrow at 4:30 on Robert and Sonia Live because we have a 5 o'clock game against the Washington football. This is just way out of there. Everything is different. So we'll be on tomorrow at 4:30. This is Robert and
Sonia.
We're going.